everybody, my name is Vanilla and today I'm bringing you a new playlist walkthrough of a game called World of Warcraft. If you have never been on this channel, as it is a new YouTube channel, let me tell you a little bit about myself and this channel more specifically. My name's Vanilla, and Vanilla Gaming, the channel, is a variety gaming channel. As I play multiple games whenever I really feel like, if I want to play Minecraft, I'll upload a couple videos, and then the next week I might start doing, or the next month more like, I might start doing World of Warcraft again. It just kind of depends on what I feel like doing at that moment in time. Enough talk about the channel, more talk about what I'm playing specifically today. I'm playing World of Warcraft and its newest expansion, Shadowlands. World of Warcraft is a massive multiplayer online game. It's called an MMO. Some people will even say it's an MMO RPG because it's also a role-playing game at the same time. But in short of things, you choose a character, you choose a class, you customize that character, give it a name, and you go into the world of Azeroth. And you just run around, do quests. You can do professions, you can do PvP, player versus player, you can even do player versus everyone, PvE, dungeons, raids, all of this stuff, and I'll get more into it as we go along with this series. Now, with World of Warcraft, it does cost $15 a month. Or if you want to do something like I do, that you pay for it every 6 months, that's about $70 every 6 months. So in the next month, I'm gonna have to pay about $70 to keep it till August or September, or I think it's June or July actually. But anyway, I'll give a link in the description to the World of Warcraft or the Blizzard website. That's how WoW was created, under the entertainment corporation of Blizzard. But let's talk a little bit more about the series and what I'm going to do with it before we get into character creation, as I want to describe how I'm going to do this series and show y'all. So I want to go into deep lore, at least with the base game, and then when we get to a certain level, I'll take the character into Shadowlands. Or if you want me to do the other expansions that came out with it, let me know. Or if it would be better to have like this character just do the base game and another character do the second expansion, and so on and so forth until the newest expansion. So it's whatever you guys want to choose. I kind of like that idea, but at the same time I do want to see what other people want to do before I make a decision. But let's get into what I'm doing this episode, and let's create a character. So when creating a character in this game, you have two sides to pick from. You got the Alliance and you got the Horde. It's simple terms. It's like the good guys and the bad guys. And then with those two ends of the spectrum, you have a list of characters. So on the Alliance, you have the humans, which I feel like are in mostly all games. You got the dwarves, which are humans but smaller. You got the night elves with the long pointy ears, and I didn't realize they even have that color. Okay, they have that color, skin color. As usually they're about purple. You can also have black. Didn't know that either. They just got like a whole revamp in their character creation, so some of these I didn't even know they had. Anyway, you got the gnomes, smaller version of the dwarves, about as tall as I am. you got the Draenei, which are the space goats. I'm not joking, they're actually space goats. They came from space, crashed into Azeroth, they allied with the Alliance, and everyone calls them the space goats because they are. Then you got the Worgen, which I personally like. I like their storyline. It is pretty cool. But they're your generic, werewolf, humans that can turn into werewolf. Yet the only difference is you can turn into a werewolf at any time of day. Or in this case, a worgen at any time of day. And then down here we have Pandaren, but they're what's called a neutral race. So that's why you see them on both sides. And they're panda people. I'll say that now. They are panda people. And they're pretty cool. Anyway, let's keep going on. You got the orcs. Your orcs. Your undead, which were your humans that died and turned into walkers. Your tauren, which are cows. I kind of refer to them as the cows, as their tail and hooves and all that. You got the troll, which that kind of looks a little more human than troll, but I don't know, except for their hands. But anyway, you got your blood elves, and then you also got your little goblins, which are kind of your techie kind of people. The goblins and the gnomes are they both like technology and engineering. So it's pretty cool to have something like that on both sides. And we just talked about Pandaren and how they are actually a neutral class. But you probably realize there's also these twos. These are what's called allied races. And you can get these allied races when you're a higher level, and as you can probably see, you have to do certain things to unlock that race. I've only have the High Mountain Tauren, which are kind of copies of a normal Tauren, but they have more, what are they called? Like, what is it? Yeah, you got more different types of horn styles, which are pretty cool. I do like them. I kind of like them more than normal Tauren, but I do kind of like, they look, I like their character style. Or their character model, not character style. And the other one I do have unlocked is a Zandalari troll, which is kind of like the trolls, but they don't hunch over. Like, you can't really see it well on here, but the normal trolls do hunch more than the Zandalari troll, which it's not best explained while they're like this, as that's a Zandalari troll. That's a normal troll. What? I think it's the males that are more like that. Let me see. Yeah, you can really see it in the male models, how they stand more up straight, while the male normal trolls don't. But some of the other ones include the Nightborn. They use arcane arts, kind of like how Blood Elves do, but they're not. They've been trapped away in a place called Soromor for 10,000 years. And you also got the Magar orcs, which are the best way I could find to explain them is they're untouched by Fel, which is something that's explained in a Warlords of Draenor, that expansion, and how they had this one guy infect like a lot of people with Fel, but some of them aren't. I don't know, it's a little confusing with me with that subject. And you also got the Volpira, which are kind of like goblins, but they're about the same. They're actually as tall as the goblins, but they're foxes. And they can actually set up a camp, and you can have a hearthstone tied to that camp, which is really cool. Like, really good for like PvP. I don't even know you can have it in PvP, but I know you can do it in like World PvP, where you can just like, everyone can go there and then flank your opponent, which it's a god tier move to do that. But some of the other ones include Void Elves. They kind of look more like Blood Elves, but they're transformed by like forbidden void magic. They use void magic, which is really cool. You got the Lightforged Draenei, which are like normal Draenei, but they're touched by the holy light. They're really just sunken on that holy light thing, which is really cool. You got the Dark Iron Dwarves, which are kind of like dwarves, but more fiery, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, glowing molten eyes with the molten hair at the bottom. It's really cool. And then you got the Kultiron, which is like a chubbier version of a human. It's the best way I can describe it. It's literally chubbier than a normal human. And then you got the Mechanomes, which are like your gnomes, but they're more robotic. As you can see, their legs are actually, robots, and their arms are. And I know you can change their modifications, to really have different sets of modifications, which is pretty cool. Or you can just have none at all. But that's like an overview of each character. And I know that you can like right click, and each character has their own racial trait. Like, for example, like the humans, their haste, critical strike, mastery, and versatility. It's versatility. Anyway, like that's increased, and they have bonus reputation gains, and they break out of stun effects. And like the undead have their own racial ones. You kind of get the point where like each one has different things, including like each one just has their own thing, and it just depends on what you want to do in a way. But then after you choose a character, let's say I want to do Night Elf. I'm not gonna end up choosing Night Elf probably, but you have a set of classes that they can do, and you can see some of them are grayed out, as you can't play a Night Elf Warlock or a Night Elf Paladin, but you can play a human Paladin and a human Warlock, but not a Druid or a Shaman. And in some cases, like Demon Hunter, as that's only lore-wise, you can only do Demon Hunter because lore-wise, you can only do Demon Hunter on Night Elf. In Blood Elf, that's not a Demon Hunter. And I'll start with Demon Hunter since I have them up. They're kind of like a quick slash and dash, run around with these big swords. They're called Warglaives. That's what they're called. They're called Warglaives. And so they're your they're your like dark, forbidden magic or forbidden fell magic hunters, which is pretty cool. And again, that can only be on Blood Elves and Night Elves. And then you have something else called the Death Knights, which can be played on any of the characters. And they are like your big kind of, big swords slashing around. They raise the dead, causes diseases around a certain area. They can be played on any character, and they're pretty fun. But these two, since I just talked about them, I should also add that Demon Hunters and Death Knights are hero classes, meaning they start at a higher level. And I don't really want to start at a higher level. I want to start at level 1. So I'm only going to do any of these classes over here. And I'm going to start with Monk, go from right to left. So Monks are like your hand-to-hand fighting, your Kung Fu Panda kind of thing. And then you got your Shaman, which is your elemental class. They use, the fire, water, earth, and something else. I can't think of the last one for some reason. But they can set down totems that can heal you and your group or do damage to enemies, which is pretty fun. Or they can actually go up personal face-to-face and use like fist weapons and I believe one-handed swords and stabby dudes. And then we have druids, which are your shapeshifters, and they can also heal as well, which is pretty cool. And as you can see here, that's one of the modes, or one of the things that they can turn into, which is like a cat. They can also turn into a bear, and a weird moonkin looking thing, and they can also fly with another one. It's pretty cool. And then we have, There we go. Then we have paladins. They're your heavy duty, like, you know, big plate, big sword kind of person, right in the front line. But they can also do, like, they can also heal. So if you don't know if you want to tank, like be in that front line, or just do damage constantly or heal, this is a good one to choose, as you know, it's, some would say, like versatile in that way, as you can choose which one you want to do and change whenever you want to. And then you have your warlock, which is like your dark magic. You know, they spawn demons and use them against enemies. And then you have your priest, which is your go-to healer if you just want to heal, or if you want to do like ranged damage. And with ranged damage, they don't use like the holy light, kind of like how paladins do. They can use healing stuff, or they can use the shadow magic to do ranged damage, which is really fun. Then you also got your rogues, which is your sneaky boys, the little stabby boys here. And then you got your mages that use like arcane fire and ice, as you just saw. And they're mainly ranged as well, as you could probably tell that you can't go up face to face. And then you got your hunters, who, you know, they use guns. They can also use swords if they want to. But yeah, these are your marksmen and your pet finders. You can go and get more pets in the wild, which is pretty cool. And then lastly is the warrior, which is your basic hack and slash. I think this can also be played by like every single race as well. And I think they can, kind of like Death Knights. But these are your hack and slash with the dual axes, and it's pretty fun. But I think today, instead of me deciding which side, you know, class and all that, besides customization, because I'm gonna do my own customization, I'm gonna let Google decide. When I mean I'm gonna let Google decide, I'm gonna roll different numbered dices depending on, you know, like alliance, horde, or a neutral. It's like a 3-sided or a 4-sided die. Or I might do like, hey Google, you know, choose a number between 1 and 3. That would probably be a lot easier. And then we'll go from there. It's like choose character from here, and then choose one of the classes. So let's start with a side. So, okay Google, choose a number between 1 and 3. 3. So in this case, I'm going to do Pandaren since it's the neutral class. And I don't know if choosing alliance or horde will matter. Choose a number between 1 and 2. That's correct. That's correct. Come on, Google. Come on, Google. Okay, Google. Choose a number between 1 and 2. 2. Okay, I guess I'm going on the horde side. And you can't hear what Google is saying, but please just trust me when I do this. I was really banking on the blood elf, honestly. But next we're going to choose if it's going to be warrior, hunter, mage, rogue, priest, shaman, or monk. And again, I'm not going to do Death Knight, because that starts at a higher level, and I just want to start at level 1. So it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classes? So, okay Google, choose a number between 1 and 7. 3. Mage. God, I want to do priest though.
A few moments later.
So I ended up choosing Blood Elf mainly because I realized Pandarans, they come in at a later expansion. I mean, Blood Elves too, but they really go into like the Pandaran kind of lore. I don't remember how deep they actually go into it, but I feel like if I was gonna make a series on just, the Pandaran expansion, that I would actually play a Pandaran. So for the sake of me, I'm actually gonna do the Blood Elf Priest, which I originally really wanted to do. So just gonna go through and we're gonna change some things because I do have kind of an idea of what I want her to look like. So let's zoom in. And if you don't know what I'm doing, it's like any game where you can customize, how your character kind of looks. And it's changed over time, as used to all this stuff was over here, and at the bottom you had to click till you get to the one you found or get to the one you liked. And then over time it kind of got to this 2-page, you choose this, go to the next one, and then you chose your skin, how everything's gonna look. This came out, I believe Shadowlands is when this came out. This 2-paged looking thing, I think I really like a lot better. But I think that skin tone is kind of what I'm going for. I do want something that has dark lipstick. Yeah. Fair skin, dark lipstick. I don't know if that's dark lips or if it's just lipstick. This one always takes me forever to choose, because I really like the tiara and how that looks. I really like that. But I also like the pony. I always like the pony too. I'm going with the tiara. I'm quick to decide on things right now. I'm going with the tiara. The hair? Ooh, that's new. I do like that. Do I want that one? That one looks a lot better. But I am going with priest. A shadow priest, so I think I'm gonna go with a darker color. And maybe a more of a I don't know, for some reason a what I would think would be a priest looking character. A shadow priest, dark hair, not slick back, I don't know, I kinda want a longer hair. Oh god, elaborate looks so weird. Ooh, I do like that one. That one, either that one? I like that one a lot better. I'm gonna go with that. And the eye color. I think I'm gonna go with the white with the one grayed out. She was, the light priest that always healed everyone, and then slowly she's just turning into this darker version of herself that is shadow magic, but there's still some of her in there, and that showed through her eyes. Weird lore extension on my own character, but I like that. I kind of like having a D&D character that has some kind of story. With the long boy ears. Let's see. I do like the rubies. I do like that. And I don't think I'm gonna have a necklace, but I'm gonna have these little armbands down here. I'm gonna do silver. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna have armbands. It looks a little weird with armbands. But I haven't thought of a name. And I think I might just go through some of the randomized names to kind of see what they have. I think I... No, that's not how it was spelled. Something like that. Something like the one that there was. That's a long name. That's also a long name. I think I'm gonna go with that. No, because that's a weird pronunciation. Oh my. I thought it would be a little bit easier to choose a name for her. No, Tannerly. Tannerly. Maybe Tannerly. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Tannerly. And I think that looks pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like that. And I think that's my character. It's a little simpler than I thought it was going to be to do this. And of course, I'm going to do the Sunstrider Isle, because Exile's Reach will go, I believe it goes straight into the Shadowlands stuff. So I'm not going to do that unless, you want me to do like a separate one where I do Exile's Reach. Which, I mean, I might do. I might do on my own just to see, what goes along. Because I didn't go too far when I did the Reach storyline and where exactly that actually goes. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. I am going to be on Earthen Ring, which is a role-playing server. So if you guys want to join me, maybe you can do a live stream later on. And we can just mess around, like I can make a separate character, we can just mess around. As I kind of want this character just to be just this, like series character until I get to a certain level. And maybe I can like mess around a little bit. If I get up to Shadowlands content, and instead of doing the Shadowlands content, I just want to run around with you all on a live stream, I can do that. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!